Hello everybody and welcome back to CNC RC Adventures. Today I've got something I want to show you that's pretty excited about. We have some new wheels and tires for the SCX24 and other similar scale vehicles by JConcepts. If you're not familiar with JConcepts, they've been a big name in larger scale RC, in the 10th scale, 8th scale, off-road, crawlers, things like that for quite a long time, and their tires are really popular. And their wheels, and they make bodies, and they make a lot of stuff. This is their first venture into the 24th scale world. And they've been heavily talked up on the internet and on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So I contacted the people over at JConcepts, and they were nice enough to send me these to show you guys. What they sent me, I have, this is a set of their glide wheels, a set of their hazard wheels, a set of their Tusk tires in the gold compound, and a set of their Landmine tires in the gold compound. Now, they sent them to me unmounted. They're also available already mounted and glued. These wheels are one-piece plastic wheels. They're not beadlocks, so if you use them, you'll glue them on. But they look to be pretty well made. They have the same size hex as everything else, so you won't have any problem mounting these. So let's get these out of the bags and take a closer look. So here are the wheels and the tires out of the package. This is the glide wheel, which is looks kind of like a vintage muscle car truck wheel. This is the hazard wheel, which is a little bit more modern looking. Both of these, I don't know if you can see the grooves where you will glue them are roughed up so that the glue and everything will hold better. This is the this is the Landmine tire. You see they come with foams. This is the Tusk tire. For size comparison, both these tires are pretty much identical in height. And with the Tusk may be a hair wider. In comparison to stock SCX24 tires, this is the stock Jeep deadbolt tire, so it's a little shorter. This is the stock Betty tire. It's about the same height, maybe a hair shorter. And this is the stock C10 tire, so you can see the JConcepts tires are a little taller. If you look in the show notes, I've got a link to our website where I post actual dimensions, and you can see them side by side with all the other tires that I have. While I'm thinking about it, if you want to run wheel weights, they don't work very well on these. They don't go in all the way. That's as far in as I can get them. They do feel kind of tight, so I guess if you could machine this down or something, or find some that aren't as long, but these are kind of the standard wheel weights that most people put in axial wheels, but they don't go in far enough. You could possibly remove some material on the inside of the wheel and make them work or something like that. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to, just look at everything right as they come. I'll also point out the wheels are vented, which is a nice touch. That helps a lot. So, now that we've seen what they look like, now I guess we can see how they perform. So just out of curiosity, sorry, I did try mounting these tires on some beadlocks, and they were a little tight, but they went on there no problem. The bead holds well. I don't think you have any problem running them like this. The wheels seem to be a little small to mount on other brands. You could probably do it, but they definitely need to be glued. So just putting that out there in case that's, you decided to run them that way. I didn't really run them that way. I just ran them on the JConcepts wheels for the purpose of this video, though. Okay, so before we take these JConcepts tires outside, I'm going to try them on my foam course. This is just made of the expanding foam that a lot of people use for courses. I've carved the middle of it to give it a little bit more traction and make it look more like rail rock. But over here it's still the raw foam, I guess. It's been painted, but the foam as it comes out of the can, which doesn't have as much traction, but it's a good place for me to test some tires, see how they work. I'm gonna test it first with some stock Axial tires. These are the Betty tires, the Rock Lizards, and I'm using them because they're pretty much the same. They're about the same size as the JConcepts tires. So we'll do a run or two with these just to kind of get a baseline, and then we'll switch to the JConcepts tires to see how they do. So if I go straight up the center, it's got a pretty good amount of traction. Not that difficult. If I stay closer to the side, I guess the left side, the side closest to the camera, there's not as much traction there. It'll tend to spin some as it's trying to get up. But it does eventually make it up. So let's see how the JConcepts tires work. Okay, so first up we're going to try the landmines. So this is up the center where there's more traction. And that worked fine, which I kind of expected. So we're going to go over a little closer this way where there's not as much traction and just see how they do. So I was finally able to make it up. It took a lot more wheel spin and maybe even luck, I don't know, than I thought it would have taken. I feel like the compound on these JConcepts tires is a little harder than it should be, or a little harder than I would like. Let's try the Tusks and see how they do. Okay, so these are the Tusks. They're, I guess, somewhat directional. They have like a little V shape in the middle, sort of. And so I just have the V pointing forward. I don't know if that'll really make a difference or not, but we'll see. So up the center, you know, where there's more traction, no problem. And I didn't expect it to be again. Okay, so it finally made it up. Again, took more wheel spin and speed than I would have liked. I'm going to try them now. I'm going to take the foams out and see if that makes a difference. I don't know if it will because these tires feel kind of stiff, but let's just see what it does without the foams and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now I've got the foams out of the tires. They are, I know you can't really tell a lot by watching me squeeze it on the camera, but just trust me in saying they're a lot softer. These foams are pretty stiff, significantly stiffer than any of the other foams from any of the other brands that I've tried. And I don't know if that's, I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm just stating that that's how it is. So, you know, they do give a lot more, so I'm hoping that that will translate to more traction. Again, these still aren't glued. I'm going to keep running them like this just for now in case I swap them out or whatever, but I don't think they're going to slip much. We'll see what happens when we get outside. But all right, so let's try these Tusks with no foams. Okay, so that's better. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's better. So I think it's safe to say these tires do perform better without foams in instances where, you know, it's steep and you're trying to, you know, there's not a lot of traction to deal with. But let's see how they do outside. Okay, so we'll first do a little side hill demonstration here, test. The steepest part about here is about 45 degrees. So let me get you a little bit better angle. There we go. So that's the steepest. It doesn't, I don't know, the camera may not be quite level, but I measured it right before I did it. It's about 45 degrees. So let's see what we get. These are the Tusks. Okay, these are the landmines. I'm trying my best to run the same line. Let's try that again. I feel like that was more a chassis, the center of gravity issue than the tires. Landmines had no problem. Okay, this is the same line, or the same part of the rock that we just did the side hill test on, but this time we're going to go up it. These are the landmines. Climbed that just fine, not a bit of wheel spin at all. So let's put the tusks back on. Okay, and these are the tusks. For the purpose of this video, I'm just running them all on the same wheels. I'm not even unscrewing the nut. I'm just popping the tires off, popping the new ones on, and they grip so well. They're not spinning on the rims or anything like that. So, all right, so let's try the tusks. Those climbed up it. I felt like there was maybe just the slightest bit of wheel spin. Okay, we're gonna try a little different line now on the same rock. We're gonna go up right here where it's kind of rough. Let's see over here, this is where we just were. This rock surface is a lot smoother. So we're gonna try this rougher section and see how they do. We're gonna do the tusks first. Okay, so here's the tusks. I measured it as best I could, and the steepest part of this line is about 50 degrees. A little wheel spin. But not too bad. Go down and try it again. That's not the intended way to get down, but I guess that works. Okay, that side may be a little too steep for it. Let's swap out to the landmines. All right, so these are the landmines. A little bit of spin. Made it up. Go back down and try the steeper side. See if I can get down without rolling. Nope. But again, I think that's more a center of gravity issue on this chassis than the tires. All right, let's try the steeper side now. This is the one I couldn't really get up on the tusks. So let's try one more time. And this is a this is a really weird thing. I can actually smell burnt rubber from where they're spinning, which is something I've never had happen with any other tires. Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing, but just something I thought I'd point out. Okay, so on that steeper section there, it looked like the Tusks worked a little bit better than the Landmines did. So, all right, let's try a couple other lines. Okay, so these are some different rocks, or a different section at the same place. These rocks are a little dirtier. They're not clean like the other. They got some little bit of mud and dirt on them. So and these are the Landmines. Okay, so I finally made it up over on this side, which is a little, not quite as steep as over here. So let's try the Tusks. Okay, these are the Tusks. So they didn't have nearly the problem that the Landmines did. Okay, this is one last little section we're going to try here. It's got a V-notch down at the bottom and a little steep grade up at the top. These are the Tusks. Okay, these are the Landmines. Landmines, I think, got a little bit more spin down at the bottom, but nothing terrible. Okay, final thoughts on the JConcepts Landmine and Tusk tires. When I got them out of the package, they felt pretty stiff. I wasn't expecting a lot from them. I was prepared to be disappointed. The more I ran them, the more I like them. They definitely do need to get broken in and scuffed a little bit. I can tell just by squeezing them that they're softer than they were when they came out of the package. They just feel like they have more give to them. And again, once the tread got a little scuffed, they really gripped a lot better. Of the two, I think the Tusk is a better tire. I don't think either of them's bad, but if I had to pick one or the other, it would be the Tusk. I'm pleasantly surprised with them. I'm looking forward to trying them more on different vehicles and on different terrains and stuff like that, just to see how good they do. So thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next time, and please like and subscribe. See you then.